Hello pop music fans, welcome back to my channel. My name is Allison and today we are going to be continuing my series of listening to Britney Spears albums for the first time, and today we will be listening to In the Zone, which is her 2003 album and her last album before all the chaos in her life that ensued after marriages, children, divorce, etc. So this is the last album before a lot of craziness happened in her life, so this should be a really cool album to listen to. Now if you want to see me react to Baby One More Time, I will link it up here, and I will also link my reaction to Oops, I Did It Again, and to the 2001 album Britney. So she had released albums in 1999, 2000, and 2001, and now this is her 2003 album, In the Zone. So I'm very excited about this. A lot of people say that this album and the one that comes after it, Blackout, are their favorites, so I'm looking forward to these a lot. I think that they will be very good because I've enjoyed especially Oops and Britney. I really loved. So let's just get on into listening to the music for the first time. This is In the Zone, starting with the first song on the album, Me Against the Music, featuring Madonna.
Hey Britney, come over here, I got something to show ya.
Okay, I feel like I should preface this with saying I have heard that song before. If you haven't seen my other Britney reaction videos, I've said that I really enjoy watching Britney Spears perform, especially in these early days, like 2004 and before. I really love watching her dance and perform. She's such a great entertainer. So I have seen a lot of her big songs, especially the singles. I have heard the songs before because I've seen the performances for them. So I have heard Me Against the Music before, and I do like it. It's so fun. It's so classic Britney dance song, and I love the back and forth with her and Madonna. I think it's great. I think they're great together. It's not one of my favorites, but it is a really fun, classic Britney song, and I enjoy that as the first song on the album because it really gets you into the mood. It gets you in the zone for listening to the rest of the album. So on that note, we will continue with listening to I Got That, in parentheses, Boom Boom, featuring Yin Yang Twins. I've never heard of the Yin Yang Twins before. People in the comments, let me know if the Yin Yang Twins were popular back in the day when this was released, 2003. Obviously, I have no idea. I was 4 years old at the time, so I don't know if they were popular back then or if this Britney collaboration was one of the biggest things they did. I have no idea. But let's listen to their song together. I Got That Boom Boom.
We're finna go to the club and get crunk with Britney.
It's for all those Southern boys out there.
Get on the floor and say that. She thinks she fine enough to blow your mind.
Okay, that song was really cool. It had a really unique sound to it, but it still sounded very early 2000s to me. Like, it really seemed like a product of its time, but it also had that unique twang. I like how at the beginning she said, "This is for the Southern boys," and then it comes in with that little banjo lick that appears a couple times throughout the song. I thought that was so fun. I really appreciated the Yin Yang Twins part at first. I thought it was really fun. Towards the end, when they had their own verse and they did like that Showdown like too many times. It was just a little bit oversaturated at the end, was my opinion on that. I really liked it at the beginning. I thought it was cool, catchy, and fun, and then towards the end it happened a little bit too much. But I did think it was fun together, the way they played off each other. I really liked that beginning chunk of that song. Towards the end it was a little too much, and it is almost a 5-minute long song, so I do think a decent amount of that section in the latter half could have been cut. But that's my opinion on that. I thought it was still really fun and great for, again, getting in the zone of the album. I like that it was like the Yin Yang Twins and Britney. It was like, let's go to the club with Britney, and it really felt like that, and it was really cool. It was a fun dancing tune. So the next song on this album, track number 3, is called Showdown.
Did you check out my Shake my body all night.
The Justin Timberlake references here are definitely not lost on me. What goes around comes around, and then she says something about the breakup. That, ooh. And she's talking about a showdown. I guess the showdown is in reference to them writing songs back and forth. It really is a showdown of these pop icons at the time. That is some spicy tea right there. Wow.
Oh, wow. Here comes the showdown.
That was a nice little vibey tune. At the beginning, I thought I was gonna say that I really liked it for the lyrical significance, and as a song, I'm not as much of a fan of that one, but as it kept going, it kind of became more catchy and more vibey, and I did start to like it more the more that it went on, which is interesting. So I thought that one was definitely vibey is the way I would describe it. You kind of like, it's not dance and it's not like emotional, you just kind of groove to it. Anyways, the next song is called Breathe on Me. Nice. At first, seeing the title Breathe on Me, I was thinking that's a really odd title, but as soon as I heard the hook, You Don't Need to Touch, Just Breathe on Me, I thought it was a really interesting take because there's so many songs like this in Britney's discography that refer to somebody touching her or her touching somebody as they're dancing and whatnot. Like, that's very common in her discography, it seems like. But this one is coming at it from a different angle of saying just breathe on me, you don't need to touch, and it's almost even more sensual and more sexy to just say just breathe on me, and the way she's delivering it is really convincing, and I think that song does a really good job of doing what it was meant to do. And while that song might not be one of my personal favorites, I thought it was really well done as a song that is a different take on Britney's traditional style. The next song is called Early Morning.
I love Missy. Can't be like that anymore. I was shaking my ass in the streets some morning, just walked in and it's early morning.
There's not a featured artist credited, but I wonder who did that intro because it did not sound like Britney. Let me know if you know if there's like a singer or a group or somebody who did that intro because it's not credited in the title as a featured artist, but it sounds like somebody different. And if it was Britney, let me know because that did not sound like her. Anyways, continuing. I love when she includes her laughs in her songs. It's fairly frequent, but it's adorable every single time. I love it. What a unique song. I haven't really heard anything like that song. The lyrics are very jaw-dropping, first of all. Second, I still don't know who is doing that hook. It really didn't sound like Britney to me, and for somebody that has such a featured part with that hook, I am really surprised that no one's credited as a featured artist. So please let me know if that's someone different or if somehow that's just Britney and she's just singing so differently that I don't recognize it. But though that song wasn't exactly my taste or my style, it was a really unique song with a lot of cool little sounds and grooves and vibes to it. And I can imagine waking up after a long night of dancing, partying, etc., and you wake up and you are tired and you are maybe hungover and you put on that song and that can just kind of slowly get you out of your funk. I think that that's actually a perfect use for that song, and that song for Early Morning is perfect. It's perfect of just like I'm tired, I don't need something completely way up here with dance vibes. I just need a little bit of a groove to get me out of my sleepiness. The next song on this album I have obviously heard. It is Toxic. Toxic has been a great treasure in my heart. I've known this song for a long time. It's one of the few Britney songs that I have known and loved. I don't want to say throughout my life, but for several years. So we'll dance and listen to this song just for fun. This is Toxic.
Baby, can't you see?
Fun fact about that intro, that intro actually uses in music, it's called semitones, which are basically like tones between notes in a standard scale. And semitones, I believe, are very common in Indian music, and so that's what creates this very unique sound to that intro, and I think that's really cool. I also do recall, I believe, seeing an interview or something where Britney was asked what her favorite song that she's recorded was, and she said Toxic. I think this song and its music video and everything about it are just so iconic, so I can understand why she would answer Toxic, because it's such a huge song for her. There's those semitones again. Love it. So fun. That is such a fun song. I love everything about it. It's so catchy, such a unique sound in every single way. Especially, like I said, that extremely iconic semitone string intro. Iconic, everything about it. I love that song. The next song is Outrageous, which I know this song was a single just because I was looking at the Wikipedia page for the In the Zone album before I made this video. So I know this song was a single, but I don't recognize the title, so I don't know if I've heard it before. I don't think I have. So let's listen to Outrageous.
Outrageous, my shopping spree. Outrageous, we on a world tour. Outrageous, let's be a girl.
Is that a Toxic callback?
Let's be a girl. I just wanna be happy. Find a place where love is free.
The first, especially the first Britney album and a little bit with the second, is super iconic for Britney to have a key change towards the end of her songs. And I almost forgot about it because I think it disappeared on the Britney album. And here it is again, the classic, iconic key change. Let's listen to that again.
Outrageous, let's be a girl. I just wanna be happy.
I am sad to say I don't think that one is one of my favorites. I'm pretty sure I was looking through the writers for this album because I knew that Britney has actually co-written most of this album, and I think she solely wrote the last song every time, or at least was the main writer on the last song every time. But this song, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, this song was written by R. Kelly exclusively. And I think even if I didn't know that, I would feel like this song sounds a little bit disingenuous. It really does sound like someone wrote the song of what they imagined the life of Britney Spears is like, and not realistic. And not like she would have never written that from her own perspective, which in a way I can appreciate because it's in a way a facade of this is my life, how wonderful and outrageous, and I'm doing a shopping spree and I'm on a world tour and my life is so cool, even though we as an audience, we know it's not. At least now we know, even if we didn't know before. I don't know, I wasn't a big fan of that one. It seemed like some of the little sounds here and there were a callback to Toxic, which was kind of cool. I don't know if I really like the outrageous in like every other bar. I'm not sure how I felt about that one. I don't know. Kind of on the fence with that one. It was okay. Anyways, let's just move on to the next song, Touch of My Hand.
I find myself flirting with the verge of obscene.
I like that line.
All the things I tried to hide,
I like
I come to understand the touch of my hand.
Wow. That one is an instant favorite for me. I loved the combination of the beautiful, beautiful strings in that song with also some distortion. And the lyrical theme is certainly one of my favorites from any song that I've heard from her. And I'm excited to listen to that song again to really dive into the lyrics. But it seemed to be kind of a self-discovery into self-love journey of really understanding yourself and the impact that you can have. And I'm really excited to listen to that song again because I really loved what I heard from it sonically and lyrically. I just really enjoyed that one, and it was such a unique song as well, unique lyrically and sonically, and I think that song, Touch of My Hand, is just a hidden jewel in Britney's discography. Having listened to almost 4 albums of hers so far, and having never heard this song before in the many performances I've seen of Britney, even some tours I've seen from her, I've never heard that song. And that's really surprising because that one I think is a golden gem in this album. I really like that one. Can I give this song any more credit? No. The next song is called The Hookup.
I wanna
Don't
get
stop
in
singing, baby.
oh, baby, take me there.
Everybody down!
Body so shaking, make my body keep shaking. Better get your butt out here, baby. Come on, let's go.
That song definitely sounds like a product of this album. It really does sound like it fits well on the album. It actually sounds like, in a way, I hope this makes sense, a combination of the first 2 songs, Me Against the Music and I Got That Boom Boom, but also with like the Caribbean influence. That one wasn't one of my favorites, but it did sound very much like it fits on the album, which is good because it makes the album as a whole sound like it fits together. And so far, I really have not found a song that doesn't sound like it fits on this album, which is great. I think some of the other albums maybe had 1 or 2 songs like that, but I think this song so far is pretty sonically cohesive and thematically cohesive. If anything, the one that does kind of stand out is Touch of My Hand, but I love that song so much that I don't want to say that it sticks out in a bad way. It sticks out in a good way. So the next song that we're going to listen to is called Shadow. Ooh. This is interesting.
You would never hear. It's only your shadow. It's only your shadow. Your shadow.
Wow, from the beginning, I really loved her voice on that one. And then at the end, we really got these amazing, beautiful vocals. It's funny, I was just talking about how all the songs seemed to fit on this album, but I don't think this one does. It's funny. But it sounds like it belongs on a movie score, which makes me feel like it fits better on the previous album that we listened to, the 2001 album Britney, because that one has a lot of cinematic sounding songs like I Run Away, Cinderella, some others. So that makes me feel like this song fits on that album more, but I still like the song. It's really dramatic and the instrumentation to it is really neat. And I'm really glad that we got this song on the album just because the vocals really are so beautiful on this song. that I did appreciate that song. The next song we're going to listen to is called Brave New Girl, which I believe could be a reference to the classic dystopian sci-fi novel Brave New World, perhaps. So I'm interested to hear what Brave New Girl is about. So I would say that one is probably my least favorite song on the album. It is definitely very early 2000s, and I'm sure in 2003 this song was super modern and stylistically new, but as I'm listening to it now, it's just really not my thing, and there was nothing about the lyrics that really stood out to me either, so this one's probably my least favorite on the album. It did kind of sound a bit reminiscent of the first track, Me Against the Music, which I did say at the beginning of this video that it would really set the tone for this album, and it definitely did. I can say that because that was the last new song on this album that I haven't heard before, because after this on the track list is Every Time, which I have heard before and I do really love. We're going to listen to it, just wait, because I don't think I've heard the studio version. I've only heard the live performance version of her like playing a piano and singing this, which was beautiful, and I love that. And then after that on this track list is Me Against the Music featuring Madonna. It's a remix with Rishi Rich, which I'm actually not going to listen to today, I've decided, just because I never like remixes, and I just don't really see a point to listening to it. I don't think I'm going to like it. I don't really like remixes, but it's really interesting. This album, I really did like. I liked a lot of the songs. There were really none that I really didn't like, except maybe this one, Brave New Girl, had nothing that really stood out about it to me, and I didn't really like the cyber sound to it. And maybe Outrageous wasn't one of my faves. But we're going to listen to Every Time, the studio version, and then I'm going to say which songs were my favorites. So let's listen to Every Time. Oh, it's beautiful. It's really beautiful. I remember seeing a video where I think Britney was saying she wrote it starting with that little piano riff, and that started a catalyst for this song being written around that little piano riff, which I think is really beautiful. The piano riff is beautiful. I really like the instrumentation on that studio version. The percussion, the very soft percussion, was really beautiful, along with that twinkly piano. I really loved her voice, especially in the higher notes. Her higher register in this song is super delicate and light and airy. I do wish that in the lower register she really tapped into her more natural voice before she became a pop singer, her really deep blues sounding natural singing voice. I wish she had tapped into that with this song. It would have been so amazing, but I do still really love this song, and I think it's so beautiful. This album as a whole is really strong as an album, and I'm gonna name some of my favorites now. Let's start with one of my first favorites was Showdown. I did actually like Early Morning. Now that I'm thinking back on it, I didn't think I would like it at first, but for what it was, I really enjoyed it. And I'm actually going to go back and say I like Breathe On Me too. Toxic and Touch of My Hand and Every Time. Those last three, Toxic, Touch of My Hand, and Every Time, are definitely top favorites, top three. I did feel that was a very strong album, and I really appreciated it as a whole, especially because this is an album where Britney wrote on more than she ever has before, and I still find it very strong, and I think that's a great testament to who she is, not only as a singer and a performer, but also as an artist that is able to bring in their own life experiences into these songs, particularly Showdown, Touch of My Hand, and Every Time. I noticed a very special personal touch to those songs. I really like this album, and I'm super excited to listen to Blackout. So make sure to subscribe, stick around to see me listen to Blackout next, but I will eventually get through to listening to all of Britney's albums. It might take me a little while. I've been putting one out every couple months pretty much, but I want to get to Blackout sooner rather than later, so that might be the next month or so. Can't make any promises, but I really do want to listen to Blackout soon. So make sure to like this video and subscribe if you like it, and comment that you want to hear me react to Blackout. I will do it sooner rather than later if I get more people on my case telling me to react to it. I totally will. So leave a comment if you want to see that sooner. And let me know which of the albums after Blackout you'd be excited to hear me listen to. A lot of people have been saying they're excited to hear me listen to In the Zone and Blackout. Now I've listened to In the Zone and I'm about to listen to Blackout. But what albums after that do you think that I would like? Which albums after that do you really like? And make sure to check out my previous Britney reactions. I think I should make a playlist at this point, because this is my 4th Britney reaction. We've had Baby One More Time, Oops, I Did It Again, Britney, and now In the Zone, and we are going to react to all of them. So I will make a playlist and I will put it up here. So be sure to check out the rest of my Britney reactions. Subscribe to see all the other ones that I will complete. And thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see me react to other artists too. I listen to all kinds of pop music. Leave a suggestion. I especially like to check out new releases, and especially new releases from my favorite artists. I can't get to every album that people suggest. I really just try to focus on either albums that I'm really interested in listening to, or albums that I think a lot of people will want to see me react to, just because it does take a lot of time to, make and edit the video, so I really can't get around to making a reaction video to every album, but I might check out the albums on my own, listen to them in my own time. So definitely feel free to leave a suggestion of an album you think that I might like. I'm totally open to that. And the more people that suggest it, the more likely I am to make a reaction. So if you want to tell other people in the comments to leave a comment to tell me to react to it, feel free to do that, because I want to make what you guys want to watch. Thank you so much for watching my videos, for subscribing to my channel, for following me along on this Britney journey. I really appreciate you guys leaving comments and responding to me with your thoughts on my reactions and responding to questions that I have throughout the videos. I really appreciate it, and I love your comments. Thank you so much. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye!